Oh, Houston, you know how much we hate this part? It is the after show. As you see, everybody has gone home. It's still raining. Andres, dynamic Foxtrot. So you can tell by my mood at least, not very happy. So Andres, are you in a good mood?
No, no, never.
I,
Especially
I think
after
what happened is the Dynamo are like a wet flag.
it's like a wet blanket.
Yeah, yeah. But all right. Yeah, tell me. All right, tell us your feelings, man. The game is over. You went to the press conference. You got to talk to some players in the tunnel. Give us your perspective of this game and how you're feeling, so I can be quiet for a second.
Honestly, just disappointed because this was always going to be a massive game. It was going to be a game where things could just go like south extremely quickly for someone that's not going to be like taking advantage of those opportunities. And like the main thing I said like during our halftime chat, if you watch it on Noodle Tiempo, like we were just I was just hesitant or like just focusing on the fact that they cannot let the foot off the gas in a way that we cannot let like either personal mistakes or really just any kind of like just getting caught flat-footed like we just got here like a few more times other than the 2 goals here. But honestly, extremely disappointed with how we started the year. I felt like after a pretty decent first half, we could have built up from here. Granted, we're missing a few players that could have made the difference, obviously. But at the end of the day, we're playing with what we have right now, and I feel like we could have taken advantage of that. But unfortunately, like FC Dallas just got the edge here.
This is where Dallas played their game correctly, and I think the Dynamo beat themselves in this game. Both the goals for Dallas were scored off of huge mistakes, both from Bartlow. Tarbell was a part of the second one, and he said there was just miscommunication. That's why he came out so friggin' far, and obviously that was just a huge mistake. And when the keeper comes out the box, there's a lot less they can do when they're out there in the field because that's a red card if you don't get the ball. And he definitely didn't get the ball, didn't take the play out, gave up the goal. But so Bartlow was the biggest. The thing that stood out to me tonight in this game that was just, oh man, we obviously miss Erik on that. Femi did a great job, played a great game playing in that position as well, playing the left back, right? Bartlow had to scoot over to the right, which tells me I think Femi is favored by Ben. So next week, if Erik's ready to back after his little knock, it should be Femi and Erik. I don't know, but what do you think about that back line tonight?
I was very impressed by Femi Awodesu,
Yes.
especially in the first half. Obviously, the second half, there were a couple things that didn't go his way, but for the most part, having his first MLS start like that, it was very commendable for him. So I do congratulate him for his first MLS start. We've been watching him a little bit with those this past year,
Yeah.
and he has been taking advantage of those opportunities. I'm definitely happy that he was able to contribute here tonight. Unfortunately, like we did get like 2 goals scored against us at the end of the day, but still, like it's just part of those little steps we can keep going or like at least building through for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and while we're on Femi, you got to talk to him in the tunnel here after the game. You know, give us a couple words of what he said and how he felt about tonight.
Honestly, he's just extremely grateful with the opportunity he was given. Obviously, he already played here for those a couple times already last year, but obviously it's way different in MLS.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I saw him very happy with how he performed. Obviously disappointed with the loss tonight, but other than that, I saw him very excited for what's to come because he has like the potential to just be a consistent starter, kind of like what we saw with Mikael.
Looking forward to him to getting more time, and it'll be interesting to see who starts next week if everybody's available and Ben has all his options. But that's for next week against Inter Messi.
Yeah.
But you know, the attack has been the biggest issue last year, where we just absolutely failed in the final third. Tonight, I felt like that was an exact repeat of how we ended off last season. Do you agree, or is something a little different you saw?
To an extent, I agree because we didn't take advantage of the opportunities and we still had issues breaking through FC Dallas' backline in the sense that we always kept going through the through balls and crossing the ball from the flanks. And obviously, we're still looking for the DP10 everyone's asking for, but unfortunately, that's what kind of we have right now. We still don't have Quiñones and Alex to help us out with that. And yeah, it's just kind of disappointing because Ponce needs more service. Like, he was a little bit more like honestly he was a little bit lackluster tonight, and I would say like half his fault, but the other half I would definitely say like it was just like our offensive build up towards the end.
They had two defenders on him the entire time. They weren't letting him do nothing. He's playing with his back to the goal as always, because that's how we play over here. But it's just disappointing because I think the Dynamo just play too slow, allow the opponent's defense to set up, and then you can't break them down. You know, like you see these Premier League teams and other high-tier teams teams park the bus, but other teams are still able to score because they know how to break down the defenses, and that's our biggest struggle. So I think the players isn't just... It's starting to feel like it's not just the players, or maybe it is the players just don't understand the system and can't play it, or Ben needs to change his system up a little bit to open up the offense, because it doesn't look like we're getting, and only game 1, but against this rival, home opener, 20th season, this is embarrassing for a loss to have against your rival, man. And then Austin goes and wins their game today too. So we're behind in the state of Texas already after weekday 1.
The good news is this weekday 1. But
33 to go.
Yeah, it's gonna be this is gonna feel like a long time depending on how everything goes, but it's still a long season, man. Like anything can happen still for us, and hopefully this is something that Ben Olsen and the staff and the players can learn from, because like we saw some great silver linings. Obviously, Obafemi Awodesu was one of them, and honestly we got to see like some of the like those players at least warm up on the bench. Obviously. Everyone just being able to contribute one way or another, but still at the end of the day, everyone just wants to win here.
Yeah, and man, it's just tough to watch the turnout today. It was great to get that goal first and take that lead, and then you just blow yourself in the foot, shoot yourself in the foot twice, in each foot. So one on the left foot, one on the right foot, and you just give the game away. And then no adjustments. Ben made the first sub at 62 minutes. Liu came out, Lodeiro went in, and then there wasn't another sub till 82. So he felt comfortable and didn't think he needed to make any changes, but we're used to Ben doing that, making subs late and not giving the other guys enough time to get on the field and actually make something. But again, I think that comes more to his style of play that he's having these guys play. They're troublesome. And we're looking at it sometimes where we're like, hey, the ball should have gone out wide. They're wide open. And these guys aren't looking for the width all the time. They're trying to drive the ball down the center, and that's where it's crowded. Yeah, granted, you said a couple times crosses were coming in from Dorsey or from the other side, but we're deep down inside the 18 in the edge, and the whole defense is already there. So when we get a cross off, it's got 15 people that are going to stop Ponce from getting the ball. So we need to be quicker. We need to be more alert. We need to possession's fine. But let's push the ball forward a little faster, and then when the defense is back there and catches up to you, then let's play our possession game and try to break them down. But I don't know. This one's tough first game. I'd like to see a little more different style because, what we saw last season, and we still had the same team. McGlynn was an addition, and McGlynn did a great job. So I'm not going to say we're missing Ache at that point. He did a great job. He's moving the ball, take those free kicks, hit the post. We thought it was going in and just didn't curve enough.
That was going to be insane.
Oh, man, crazy, yes. But I think tonight we go back to the defense failed, the mistakes, obviously, Tarbell coming way out, and then the final third again. The final friggin' third is just ridiculous. And then Bassi stole Ponce's goal. We saw it. Bassi stole. So
he was making sure, okay.
Dorsey got his assist taken away as well because Ponce get credit for the assist. Dorsey with only a fantasy assist. But, I mean, I don't know what else, guys, y'all want to hear from us to talk about it. We'll talk about it again some more on the next pod later on this week when we preview Miami. But, man, Andreas, anything else you want to add to the people here?
Man, just a shout out to Jack McGlynn.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't look like a 21-year-old, honestly.
No.
Granted, like, having over 100 appearances in MLS already helps get accustomed to the league. It's still incredible how he just, like, looked very comfortable in the field, especially with, like, people. Like, obviously, he's like,
comfortable on the ball.
He feels very comfortable with the ball. Like, he can still, he's like he can size up with everyone else, Like, he's just like he's not real afraid.
No.
And like he's just gonna run the ball and see what he can find. Like, he almost got the goal tonight. Kind of sucked that it didn't go in, but like honestly, it's just incredible how much he contributes now, and I look forward to the rest of the year.
Yeah, same here. McGlynn's going to be something special for us, so let's get what we can out of him, and let's hope that we're a winning team and make the playoffs, and we'll see what we can do with that. But I think, that's enough for tonight, right? Everybody's disappointed, and they're probably tired of listening to us talk Dynamo right now. Everybody has a chat to go that's probably blowing up right now, and Dynamo are getting flamed in those chats, so they're going to have to make up for it next week. But nobody is going to be betting on the Dynamo next week here at home against Miami. But we'll see. And like I said, we're going to talk on Thursday night with Mark back on the show, and we're going to preview that game and see if we have any hope of beating Messi. Messi, by the way, with 2 assists tonight in their 2-2 draw against New York.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I guess that's it, y'all. Dynamic Foxtrot saying H is up, OSG out.
All right, everyone, head coach Ben Olsen here. Ben, just your thoughts on that result there, early lead, and then 2-1 loss in the end.
Shot ourselves in the foot there on the goals, and that's disappointing. But as far as the performance, it's pretty good. There's enough there to win that game, and some of the stuff we've worked on in preseason to get more dangerous in front of goal and more numbers, and some of the patterns and patterns of play that are allowing us to be more goal dangerous I thought was pretty good. And so I don't have a lot to say about the performance other than it was a good enough performance here at home to win the game, and we just sold ourselves a little short on some moments that cost us.
All right, sorry, David up front.
Hi, Ben. On the second goal, was there said anything about the potential foul against McGlynn?
I saw the referee do a diving motion, which really pissed me off because it wasn't that. And I would have liked to see it reviewed. I've looked at it a few times. There's a little tug, and at that speed, if you hit somebody, it can knock them off balance. So I'd like for them to take a look at that, and then we can all be the judge. But someone upstairs, said it wasn't worth looking at. That's hard to believe. Then he can make that decision. But goals are important, so why not have a look? You're the boss, right? He's the boss. Let's go take a look at it.
And then can we get an update on Erik Dueñas?
He'll play when he plays. He'll be back soon.
I'll go to Dustin.
Hey, Ben. Both their goals looked like defensive mistakes from you guys. New partnerships back there. How do you clean that up going forward?
It's just reps, right? Time with each other, and you have 3 guys that haven't started with each other, and you get Femi, who I thought overall did a good job. But what happens is sometimes those moments you can play a full game of quality and have a moment where you're a little naive, and in this league that can cost you. And but overall, I thought they did pretty well. Obviously the turnover there is a little bit of a folly, and not something that we advise. But at 1-1, there's plenty of chances to go 2-1 and even get when they got the goal to get the tie out of that. I thought the subs came in and did a pretty good job. They were eventful and dangerous, and a lot of good performances. It's hard to process that how you lose that one, but because there were a lot of good performances. Jack played great, I thought. Artie played great. Femi had a really good game for a kid with his first start. Bossi and Kowalczyk were dangerous all night long. So overall, something to build on, I guess, but it still hurts.
And just first match of the season still, but what's the message to the guys? A rivalry match, tough loss
Just
like
remember
that.
it. Remember them celebrating on our field for the next time. So we'll see them again, and but they did what it took they got the result. There's nothing we can say about it. They got the 3 points, and we got none. So credit to them and what they did. But again, a lot of it was, unfortunately, I thought we gave it to them too easy tonight, and that's going to sting.
We'll go to Luis back there.
Hey, Coach. Nicolas Lodeiro's debut, was it planned to play just with 3 or 4 days with the team, or it was depending on the game situation at that moment?
Nico was probably always going to enter the game. You know, Nico's the type of guy, if he came here an hour ago, he could probably just come in and play with us. So he's been in different structures and, you know, he's got who knows how many games at this point. So he knows how to play soccer. So I wasn't worried about that. I thought he gave good energy and worked hard and produced a couple really good moments. But it's new, you know, it's a new partnership, and again, in the back. And listen, the reality is this is going to be an interesting first couple weeks to a month until we kind of figure out again who this new group is. And it needs time, and unfortunately, as you're doing that, you have moments that don't work out. And I've said it before, it's important early days, though, to have personality and understand how to win games when it's not perfect. And we lacked that tonight in a few moments that cost us.
Yeah, and talking about this team creating this new personality, can you talk about Arthur's performance as the new team captain and both trying to defend and also create opportunities on the offensive side?
I thought he was, you know, maybe the best player on the field. Again, you know, I thought him and Jack had a really good partnership and they played very well. You know, defensively, broke up a lot of plays, a lot of output on both sides of the ball, and you know, even Jack towards the end was goal dangerous, but Artie was awesome, and I think we're in good hands from a leadership standpoint.
Good, Alex.
Thank you. Coach, good evening. Thank you for your time. You mentioned it's a new group. You mentioned that clearly it's going to take time and reps. What is your role and your coach's role as far as setting that tone? Is it a different approach to last year? These are all professional men. They understand it. They're feeling it as much as you are tonight?
I think so. I think coaches carry a little bit of a heavier burden sometimes than players, but it's a competitive group. They're not certainly not happy in there. Again, that's all to figure out. This is just the first of many games this year, and I think we have to take the good and keep pushing it and grow, because there was a lot of it, and understand that, you know, we can't make silly mistakes that can cost you in this league. So that's, again, I don't. The performance overall, I was really pleased with the numbers here and all that, but again, personality and moments, they change games, and that's going to be something we gotta continue to try to figure out.
And quickly, Coach, you mentioned Jack, and forgive me if I was a little bit late and you already talked about this, but his performance, obviously, you're happy with. How do you see his growth so far? It's been early on, of course.
I think this is going to be his first time in his career where he's really pulling the strings. And I think that responsibility for him is a little bit new, but he's not going to be fazed by it. You know, I've only known him a little bit, but I know a lot of people. I know where he's from. I know a lot of people that know him and his character, and I think he's excited about this opportunity to be on the ball a lot and really make the game for us. So looking forward to helping him grow and get to where he wants to be, and whether that's, you know, with the national team or is that in Europe, you know, those are all goals for a lot of young players, and being a part of, you know, helping him grow we're going to enjoy that process.
Thank you, Coach.
Any other questions in the room? Yep, we'll go here in the middle.
Good evening, Coach.
Good evening.
So, from last season, the team had some issues on the final third. Do you see that coming back again in this game, or do you think it's too early to tell? I mean, you still have the same three up top. How do you fix that? Or do you think it needs to be fixed, or it's just a matter of giving it time to develop?
Let's see here. It's a good question. Look, we've the entire off season we reviewed film of ourselves and worked on it as a coaching staff and how we were going to go about the preseason. The entire preseason we worked on, again, being a little bit, being more clear on how we're going to go about scoring goals. I saw some of that stuff tonight, and I don't, maybe not at the end result, but I saw some things that were different in our team tonight in the offensive end. Some of the things that we've been working on were being implemented from our players. I don't expect, frankly, again, it's pretty, you'd have to be with us to see some of these things. And I'm not challenging your IQ on soccer, but it is, I saw a lot of that, which was promising. So we're going to continue to hammer home some of these details that put us in better situations and more advantageous situations to score goals. And that's numbers in the box. It's certain patterns out wide. It's being more specific to these players on how we're going to go about scoring goals. And then you got to have guys score goals, right? Then you get the moments, and they got to do the job as professionals. And so that's always going to be there. But putting more of those moments together gives you a better chance. No shit, right? Yeah.
Anything else in the room? I know we got one on. Okay, we'll go to Rudy here. And then we have one on Zoom.
Just a quick one, Coach. Disappointing start, obviously, to the season. But what's your message to the fans that came out today, and obviously with more coming
I thought about that actually when I came out tonight. It was a nasty night there, and it was probably going to be touch and go all night. So I appreciate them coming out and giving us some energy tonight. The guys fought. They gave everything they have. That's never a problem here, right? There's never going to be a problem with my team of players not giving everything for these fans. So I can sleep with that. But we fell short for them tonight. So. They'll come back though. They're loyal. I think they see some of the good and understand we'll get back to trying to fix some of the things that cost us.
All right, we've got a question on Zoom. Jesus, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Tough one to start off the season. My question is, you talked about some of the things that you guys have changed offensively that maybe us as the press we haven't seen yet. But did you see some of that during the 16 passing sequence that led to the game opener for your team?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about, yeah, for sure. Overloads, numbers in the box, more service, all those kind of came into play. A great switch of play from Jack, and a lot of that goal is what we've been working on. So it's nice to see some of that. But there were also a lot of other great sequences where I thought if we were just a little sharper, we'd see out the game. But we should have been able to win that game 1-0. That's the reality. So we got the goal, and we're a good enough defensive team to see that game out. And again, I think as much as you guys are harping on the goal scoring situation, I think we scored a goal and we were dangerous throughout the night. And again, defensively, we weren't where we needed to be in a few moments. But I didn't think they created that much. Late it gets a little bit hairy. It's stretched and we're pushing the game. But plenty of corners, plenty of looks, enough to win that game.
And then just a quick question. What do you have to say about first-time starter Awodesu on the back end? I know, 2 goals were conceded, but his individual performance on the field?
I thought he was very good overall. That's a tough matchup. Moose is a real handful throughout the night, and I thought overall he did very well. And I'm happy for him. I know it means a lot to him. This was a quick ascent for him, and there was a lot of pressure on him. I'm sure he put a lot of pressure on himself, and I think overall he did very well. Good. Thanks, guys.
Wrap it up there. Thanks, everyone. Jack McGlynn.
Have your midfielder, Jack McGlynn. To start off with just opening remarks about the match, thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, good to play my first game with the club. It was a great atmosphere and a good experience. Obviously, we didn't get the result we all wanted, and I think the result we deserved on the night, but that's the game. It's a long season, and we got to get more wins coming.
All right, we'll start with questions in the room. Go right here.
Hey, Jack. Just your thoughts on your opening performance. Great pass out to Dorsey for the opening goal, but just overall, what you took from your performance.
Yeah, I thought it was solid. I think first game, still kind of getting used to everybody and the field, the stadium, all that kind of thing. I think for taking all that in, it was a pretty good personal performance, but it means nothing without the 3 points.
And then your 100th appearance in MLS, I think I saw on there. Just you're still very young, but to get to 100 appearances, just what does that mean to you, and how do you see growing from that for the rest of this season?
Yeah, I didn't know that, so that's a cool accomplishment, especially being 21. So I think, yeah, I hope there's a lot more appearances in my future.
Earlier in the preseason, you faced this team, right? Obviously, a little different with Lucho.
Mm-hmm.
How much different was it?
Yeah, he's a game changer. I mean, you kind of, no matter where you're on the field, you have to know where he is. He's one of those kind of players. So it definitely changes the way we have to play against them and the way they play. So it was a lot tougher tonight. But I mean, I thought we dealt with it well. Besides the two goals we let up.
And then next week, another Argentine. You know, how much does it help to face him tonight, Acosta, and then Messi next week?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely similar, kind of the guy that makes their team run. So you have to know where they are at all times and kind of game plan for them.
And then on the second goal, right, Ben told us that the ref, he told us what the ref said. What did he tell you?
He didn't tell me anything. I think a lot of people think I was fouled. I think I was fouled, but it's not up to me. And, just unfortunate.
All right, we'll go right there.
Good evening. How you doing? Do you feel you're already somewhat adapted to how your teammates are playing, and you know, or do you think you still have a little bit more to go? Who's been the player that you've had a little bit of a more difficult time adjusting to, or is everybody the same? And also, the last question would be, how easy was for you to adapt to Ben's system?
Yeah, I think adapting here it's been pretty easy for me. I think it's kind of similar to how I play with the national team. So I was kind of used to playing as like one of two in the middle. So I think playing with Artur definitely helps. He's a class player in this league, and he's played a lot of games. So he definitely kind of taken me under his wing and showed me how do we play here. And yeah, I think the system, I think it suits me as a player. I think we saw that tonight. I was on the ball a lot, trying to make things happen. So I think it'll be a very good season for me and for the team.
All right, we'll go Alex in the back.
Jack, good evening. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good, sir. Thank you for your time. Coach spoke just a few minutes ago about your performance in a very complimentary way. Individually, were you happy with your performance? You mentioned that it means nothing without the victory, but it's still a sense of adapting, I imagine, to this new team. And I'll piggyback by saying Coach still sees the team as a work in progress. So maybe start there. It's a work in progress. Were you happy with your performance?
Yeah, I was happy with it. Like I said, obviously want the 3 points to make it even better in my debut here. But yeah, I think it was personally a good performance. I wish that shot off the post went in. That would have made it even sweeter. But yeah, I think it was a good start to the year for me.
How are you seeing Coach and this new team and adapting? You've had experience, obviously, that was mentioned, but you're still young. Are you continuing to learn? I think all of us, even an old guy like me, look at every day and what can I learn?
Yeah, for sure. Learning every day. I mean, coming into a new environment, new coaching staff, they've all been great. They've all been so helpful, kind of nurturing me and showing me how we play here. And it kind of threw me right in with a game on my first day. So I like that a lot. And I think they've been challenging me every day to get better.
Home fans, you have a message for them. They're already calling out your name, that you've made an impact immediately. Maybe a message for them who are out here in this rain and cold.
Yeah, I mean, I love the support. I wasn't used to it. I didn't think it got this cold in Houston. So for them to come out on a night like this and show the amount of support they did was huge. And we're definitely going to need it next week and throughout the whole season.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, any more questions in the room? No? All right. Thank you, Jack.
Thank you.
All good.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, of course.
So, debut game, man. I mean, it wasn't the result you wanted. How do you feel, though, out there?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the match, obviously I wish we would have won. It's something that we'll definitely work on. I think we have a really good team, so looking to push forward. And in terms of the debut, it's something that I worked so hard for many, many years. And for it to happen in Houston, in a great city, couldn't ask for anything much more. So just gonna keep working hard, build on it, touch up on some things that I could have done better, and try to do the best I can for the team.
I mean, congratulations on the debut, right? This is the stadium you played out last year.
Yeah.
Dynamo 2 and then last night's pro season. Just based off of it, what was your welcome to the league role? You worked for this year, your
whole career.
Your whole youth.
Yeah, being with Dynamo 2 last year definitely helped me ease into it, I would say, for sure. Like you said, we played in the stadium twice. We played North Texas or Dallas here. And I developed a lot in Dynamo 2, and it definitely prepared me. And the moment we walked into the tunnel and see the fans and the lights and everything, it was ecstatic. It brought me energy, and it helped the nerves go away of the debut nerves. But yeah, I'm excited just to keep going, keep getting better.
Today you were a standout player, and you wowed a lot of fans here and the crowd in the stadium. Just what does it mean to you, and what can you say about yourself for the people that don't know Awodesu?
Just know that I'm gonna work as hard as I can for this team, for Houston. I love being here. I love living here, and that's about it. I'm gonna work as hard as I can. I'm gonna keep getting better and try to help my teammates get better. They help me get better, and that's it.
Lastly, you look comfortable out there. Mm-hmm. How comfortable did you feel?
That's a good question. The captains on the team definitely helped me feel comfortable. Artur definitely, talking to me, helping me out. So that knowing that I had a lot of veterans around me, Ethan, always talking to me, just is really good. So that definitely helped me feel comfortable. First 5 minutes it's like whoa, and then I get settled in. Once I make that first tackle, once I make that first clearance, then I'm like, okay, we're here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
It's against a rival, right? It's your first start of this year. Just what does it mean to you, and how do you keep your head up, and your teammates as well?
Yeah, obviously it's great to be out there. Team fought everything we had. We basically made 2 mistakes and they capitalized, so we're obviously not happy about that, but we like what we did in the game, and we're going to keep going, and we'll remember this one. We see them at least once more, so yeah, we'll keep going.
You've got a different backline, right? One you're not used to. How did you communicate to them and help pick them up? Just to carry on with that first question.
Yeah, we just communicate to each other and do our best to communicate and be in the right spots. Sure, we haven't played many games together, but that doesn't matter. We've trained together a lot, and we're all out there to win games. So not too worried about that kind of stuff. It's next man up. Whoever's ready to play is out there, giving everything they got.
Thank you.
The 2 goals. Do you attribute that to just one-offs, or do you see a bigger issue?
No, man, there's no issues. Just one-offs. A mistake from both me and Ethan on the first goal. I should never give him that pass. I put him in a bad spot. And then on the second goal, I'm just trying to be on the front foot and be ready for that transition. And the ball checks up, and Julio makes a great play. So, no issues. Just two tough plays that didn't break our way.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
For this game, and it hurts, especially the first game of the season. But there's a long way to go. We have many more games for the rest of the season. It's just the beginning, and we need to keep our heads up and keep going.
What did you see change from that preseason game to now versus Dallas?
Yeah, it's preseason is to prepare you, and these games are actually 3 points. Take 3 points, or you lose, or 1 point. So that's the big difference. But every game we need to face it with the right mentality, with the right mindset, and that's what we're gonna do for every game.
What have you learned about your teammates and this team after today, and like I said, the preseason?
Yeah, no, this is an amazing team, an amazing group. I'm very happy to be here. I've learned a lot from everyone, and it's nice to be here, and I was received very well since the first day, and I love that, and I appreciate that. And everyone's nice, so yeah.
How did it feel to step on the match? How did it feel to step on the field for tonight's match? Some key takeaways that you can take and prepare for the next game?
Yeah, no, it's a very. I was very excited before coming on to this game, but you know, like I said, I think I prepared myself well in preseason, and you know, I'm here to help the team, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or full 90 minutes. But I want to give everything to this team and to come out with the 3 points. Like I said, unfortunately, we didn't do that tonight, but you know, we keep our heads up and keep going. Sí.
¿Cómo te sientes para estos partidos que siguen? ¿Cómo tu preparación y tu adaptación del equipo? ¿Cómo ves el futuro del equipo en esta temporada?
Sí, no, la verdad veo todos muy entusiasmados, muy como jugador nuevo, sabes que siempre trataré de dar lo mejor y eso es lo que voy a hacer. Pretemporada siento que todo fue bien, conociendo a mis compañeros día a día y sí, yo creo que nos preparamos muy bien y desafortunadamente no salimos con los 3 puntos hoy, que la verdad nos duele, pero como dije, es un torneo muy largo, es el primer partido y a mantener la cabeza arriba y seguir con todo.
El próximo partido contra el de Miami, obviamente ese partido trae diferentes cosas. ¿Qué esperas de la hinchada, del grupo y cómo afrontar un partido así? ¿Qué significa para ti enfrentar a un rival como
Sí, claro, ese va a ser un partido grande, pero siento que cada partido uno se prepara diferente por el rival y empezando ya hoy mismo, mañana, analizando al otro equipo, empezar ahora a cambiar el switch y enfocarnos en Inter Miami. Sabemos la calidad que tiene ese equipo y ahora prepararnos de lo mejor para enfrentar a ese equipo.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Erik. De nada.
Así que nada, esto es largo, falta mucho y bueno, todavía hay que insertarse en el equipo y aprender del sistema.
Hablas de insertarse en el equipo, pero parecía que llevabas más tiempo ya jugando con ellos, ¿no? Evidentemente la experiencia se nota.
Sí, estos días aproveché a mirar bastante los entrenamientos, mirar cada uno, los movimientos de ellos. Como te dije, me falta, por más que uno tenga experiencia y le guste jugar, ellos tienen un sistema muy marcado y bueno, yo me tengo que acostumbrar a insertar a ellos, pero bueno, con tiempo seguramente lo voy a conseguir.
All right, we gotta go. Sorry, we gotta go. You can come back. We gotta go.
Sorry.